Hey guys, welcome to another new video in the first few minutes series. This is where I take a look at the first few minutes of a new customer journey. And today I'm going to be looking at an app called Driftly. So use no-code product tours to nudge users towards that wow moment, which is a fantastic H1. I talk about wow moments a lot in my UX course for developers. Develop your UX. Something incredibly important to activate new customers, or convert rather from trial to paid. So we're going to go ahead and start a free trial. Create your account or sign into your account. Okay. Nice and clean. One thing I would definitely do is push the sign in with Google all the way to the top. Nobody likes filling out forms. Most of us will try and use a pre-existing platform to sign up to a new account anyway. And even if you force me to use an email, I'm just going to use my Gmail account anyway. So I would push that up to the top. First and foremost, we're going to see it. Full name, email address, password. Obviously not a long form. If you can get away without the full name straight off the bat, I would take that out. And we can always ask for that later or get the details later. Obviously we just want to make this as quick as possible, because essentially what we're doing when we're signing up for a new service is seeing how quickly we can discount it or how quickly we can make use of it and decide whether to hang around or not. So yeah, let's go ahead and put a password in. Actually, I haven't said all that. I've signed up with email anyway because I was distracted and talking about email. Anyway, let's go. Creating an account. What might be nice around here is some kind of social proof or testimonial as well. Can give you a bit more confidence at the time. While there's so much space here, it might be nice to make use of that. Seems like the app is taking a long time. Maybe it's gotten stuck. Let me try and refresh. Sign in with Google. Get started by watching this video on how to build your first tour. Install our Chrome extension. Get the extension. Okay, so I'm in Firefox, which means this is already a bit of a dead end for me. So I either have to sort of forego everything I've done up to now and go into Chrome, or I say goodbye and don't come back. Depending on the pain, depending on how badly I need this, I'll do one or the other. Okay, so install the extension. Okay, so how long is the video?
Sign up for Driftly. My name is Jacob. I'm the creator of Driftly. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started by creating your first store in under 2 minutes.
Doesn't actually say how long the video is.
The first thing you want to do is click on the New Tour button.
While videos are great, might be nice to have an option to look at something that I can actually read. I'm guessing this is probably available in help anyway. Let's have a look. Getting started and flows. Installing Driftly on your website. Okay, not an awful lot of documentation at the moment, but maybe it doesn't need an awful lot of documentation. Okay, so this is a problem. You took me from the app in the same browser tab to the help, and now there's no way to get back. When I go back, it just takes me out of the website into Google. Yeah, so you definitely need to open this in a new tab. Let's go back here. Okay, so it's still telling me I need to get the extension, even though I've been out of this page and come back. It would be very cool if it detected the fact that I did have this installed, and that this then became whatever the primary page is going to become, because it's essentially telling me to watch the video, how to get things done, get the extension, and then from there go to the next step, whatever that next step is, which would be, I imagine, starting to create a product tour. But from now, I don't know where to go because there's no. All I have is tours, checklists, and account. If I move this out of the way, my logout, and that's it. The logo doesn't offer any help. Tours, checklists, create a new checklist. Yeah, there's nothing. So you're gonna So now I'm gonna have to watch the video just to find out how I can move on from here, which is frustrating. When I say frustrating, I mean it's frustrating for the user.
Get started by creating your first tour in under 2 minutes. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you're going to do is click on the new tour button. This will take you to the Chrome extension store where you can add the Driftly Chrome extension to Chrome. So their extension is pinned. The next thing you want to do is go over to the account page where you'll see this is your unique embed code. What you have to do is just copy this snippet and paste it into your website source code. If you don't know how to do this, don't worry. Ask your developer and it'll be done in no time.
Okay, copy and paste the code.
Once you've done that, what you're going to want to do is navigate to your website. So here at Driftly we have...
Okay, look. I'm going to take the code and I'm going to paste it into my website and then I'll come back and then we can see if anything changes. Okay, I'm back. So I've pasted the code into my website, published. We go back to tours. I'm still in the same place. Nothing's changed. Let me check the code on my site. Let's have a look and see if it's actually there. Fonts, plausible, Driftly. Okay, so it is there. Nothing's changed. So again, I'm going to have to go back and carry on watching the video, which is, again, not ideal.
What you're going to want to do is navigate to your website. So here at Driftly we have a demo website for this. And what you then want to do is click on the Chrome extension that you just installed. Let's hide this. And create flow.
Okay, so essentially you're forcing me to watch a video. Well, it's not you're forcing me to watch a video. You're expecting me to watch a video to be able to use the software. If I don't watch this video, I cannot use the software because there's no way I can know how to move on to the next step. It's impossible because there's nothing here. If you want to do this, I would definitely I would split this. I would say, here's a video if you want to watch it, but here on the right, here's a quick step-by-step guide on how to do this, because the actual steps that you're pointing out in this video are very short and very simple, So it would be step 1, install the Chrome extension. Step 2, go to account and copy, and you can even have screenshots. Copy and paste the code into your website. Step 3, go to your site. Click on the icon and then the create tours guide will come up, because I, like many others, don't watch this intro video very rarely. And if it wasn't for the fact that I wasn't doing a video, I wouldn't be watching this video now, and I would have just cancelled out and gone and looked for an alternative solution. So you definitely want to, because there is no feedback on, okay, I can see that you've installed the code, let's go to the next step, which would also be very nice. So you could do something like install the code and then click this button here to check that it's been installed. You click the button, get the green light, you say, yep, we can see the code's been installed, fantastic, right now let's go to the next step, that kind of thing. Because expecting people to do something, it's like when you expect people to do something very often, they won't. So let me go to my website. I'm going to click on the create tour, FFM tour, create. Okay, so now create steps. So we're going to go with a modal. This is my modal, nope, number 1. Okay, so see we've got some basic edits in there, great. Small, medium, large, next button, animations, skippable, yes. Okay, so that's all very nice and intuitive. Okay, so you've got a back button here for some reason, delete and close. I'm going to play devil's advocate and click on delete. Okay. So a problem there is that you have the close button and the delete button right next to each other, and there's probably like what 10, 20 pixels max between the two of them. So because there is no confirmation on this delete, it's gone. And imagine if I'd written out, you know, a big bunch of text or whatever. I don't know if I could put images in here or not, but and then clicked on the delete by mistake, I'd be pretty upset. And again, frustration and all these frustration points build up until we just say, I'm gone. So if you're going to have that there, I would definitely have a confirmation on it. Do you want to delete this? And go ahead. So and what's the back button for? Oh, it's not a back button. It's a change sides. Okay. So again, that's confusing because, you know, yes, it's a directional arrow, but we understand, look up here in the top left-hand corner of Chrome, it's a back button. So if you wanted to do this, I think it would need to be something a little more explicit. Change sides, you know, change the sidebar from this side to this side, whatever way you want to word it, or however you want to display that. But if it's not a back button, don't use a back button icon. Again, we have to remove these points of friction and misunderstanding, because misunderstanding plus misunderstanding adds, you know, equals frustration, and I'm out of here. So, okay. One thing here as well is, let me close this out. If I click on this, okay, I can edit in there. How do I get the edit thing to come back up about it again? How do I sort of make changes to, well, I don't want them to click on next anymore, I want them to do this. How I can't see how I'm doing that. I'm clicking on it, but I'm sure if I add a new one, then you know, is that it there? Oh, that is well too hidden. Okay, yeah. Again, another point of friction and frustration there. I would almost, if you want to keep there, that's fine. If you need to see all of the screen, whatever. But I would almost, I think by clicking into one of these modals, if this is closed, it needs to somehow force this. It needs to somehow force this pop over, this slide out, or at least just the first time I do that, the first time I close this, let me know, like, this is where you open it again, because the two interactions are the two interactions are completely spread apart. So I'm closing up here, which is a close icon, and then to get it to come back, it's all the way down here. So there's no association between the two, and I didn't see that at all. It was only because I was searching around the page after clicking on here and clicking on here that I found it. So that's something that needs to be rethought as well. Okay, so model 2, I'm guessing that's simple enough. Okay, and then add, I'm going to go for a tooltip this time. Let's go on the text. Ooh, okay, start typing. Okay, here's a tooltip. So we've got this standard progress by clicking on the button or on the element. Okay, great. Got the selector there. Let's go ahead and just publish the tour. Okay, so I clicked on publish the tour. The button has disappeared and there's no feedback. Everything else is still as it was in edit mode. No feedback saying, great, this is now being published. Close this so you can preview it or something along those lines, whatever it is. It's disappeared and everything else is still exactly the same. So it just looks like there's an error or a bug. Maybe there's not, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like something's broken and that this is still going on. So if I close this, yeah, so now I don't know what to do. Now there's nothing telling me that, hey, you can close this, or hey, that's it done, or hey, you need to go back to the website and press something to make it work. Again, I'm at another sort of dead end, so how...
If you're done with that, you can publish the flow, or if you want to work on it later, you can just click over here, close the builder, and when you navigate back to the Driftly dashboard and go to tours, you'll see that you now have my first flow over here where you can cut.
Okay, so let's have a look. Do I need... Now you're telling me it's in tours. I've pressed publish. I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh my website. I'm back where I was again. The publish button has still disappeared. There's nothing in tours. Let me reload here. Now, okay. So again, there's this problem. There's this feedback loop problem. There's nothing telling me here that has been done. It's fine. I can now disappear. This seems to be stuck, and I had to come back here and refresh the page as well. And I wouldn't have known to have done that. So. Okay, so Tours FM Tour published 2 minutes ago, and then we got settings. Let's have a look at the settings. So we've got the trigger, auto trigger, so automatically trigger this when somebody comes to the page. Now, one of the things I was wondering when I was here is that it would be nice to have a preview from here, because I don't think it's particularly clear having to go into settings and then know from there that I can preview. If it's a dashboard, typically in dashboards we have those quick actions available, right? So it would be nice to have a preview from there. So let me preview this now. This isn't previewing. This is me still stuck in the same place. So I don't know what's happening there. I say that's some kind of bug. Okay, trigger, preview, save, targeting. So I can target. It's nice with conditions. Analytics. Okay, so 1 year's completion tour shown. Okay, that's nice. Nice that you give that data on sort of how far through the steps the user gets and completion rate. That's really useful. Checklists. There's no information here as to what a checklist is. I mean, obviously I know what a checklist is, but how does that relate to the product? Is this an internal checklist? Is this a product tour checklist where they have to go through and items will be ticked off when they're done? Bearing in mind, I'm coming here for a reason, but I only have so much information about what's going on. The more information you can give me, the better. Like, tell me what the checklist will do, how. You can't give too much information. You can't kind of oversell it. I'm already in here trying to buy this, so just explain. Maybe even just a screenshot saying, hey, you know, sometimes creating a checklist can be a great way of getting your users through the software. This is what one could look like, and this is how we get started. You know, create a new checklist. At the moment, it's just very clinical, very just straight on, no checklist. Get started by creating a checklist. Okay, so account. This is what we saw before. Get started. Choose a plan, and then help. Oh, yeah, this is where we came before. See, I pressed back and I had to press it back twice for some reason. Okay, so yeah, I hope that was helpful. That was actually a very long video. It's the longest video I've done so far, I think. I'm going to have to edit it down, but I hope that was very helpful. I will be back again tomorrow with another video.